Hi guys, I'm Paul Pluto, the international YouTube celebrity who plays the character Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3, the pontiff, the governor's governor, the guru of YouTube. Today I want to answer the really nasty question. This is a question I am getting bombarded with continually, and I want to answer it for all my viewers. And the question is, would I buy a watch from Jomashop? Would I buy a watch from Jomashop? Let's run the intro. Let's answer the question. Would I buy a watch from Jomashop? Okay, who the hell is Jomashop? Jomashop is a grey market dealer who sells wristwatches on the internet. They are based in America and they have quite amazing prices on new pieces. So the question is, what is a grey market dealer? Well, a grey market dealer, let's clarify this here. A grey market dealer is a dealer who is not an authorized dealer. So, say for example, you were buying a Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz dealer he would have new inventory and he would have used Mercedes. Okay. If you bought a slightly used Mercedes, you may buy that from a independent private car yard. That would be a grey market dealer because he's not an authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. So the same thing applies to wristwatches. Grey market dealers means they are not authorized dealers, meaning the big watch companies, Omega, Rolex, Tudor, Breitling, they haven't given them official dealer status. Now, why is that so? Well, often it's because if you want to be a dealer for Rolex, Omega, Breitling, any number of brands that are out there, if you want to be a dealer, you need to have retail, bricks and mortar premises. You need to have a prestige store in a upmarket shopping section district. You need to have, they prefer street footage, not just a store in a mall. You want to have a certain quality of shop fitting. You need to have certain requirements met. For example, bricks and mortar, you need trained staff. You need to spend a certain amount on advertising certain brands, and although they don't like to talk about this, they like to make sure that you don't discount too heavily. They don't want you discounting too heavily, cheapening the brand. Whereas the grey market dealer, well, what does he do? He comes on the scene. He often does not have a bricks and mortar store. He has an online website. So he doesn't have that overhead. Online dealers also don't have to do a range of advertising. They don't have to spend big chunks of money on training staff. They don't have to have fancy wancy shows for customers. They don't have to smooch with all the A and B and C listers. So a grey market dealer, he needs a website, he needs stock, and he needs to have good pricing, because price is everything, service doesn't matter. So what happens is, why this grey market, you could say, well, what happens? Well, what happens a lot of the time is that dealers, when you are a dealer for a certain brand, whether it be Rolex, Tudor, Omega, Breitling, IWC, JEWELLERY, whatever brand, you need to buy a certain quantity of stock. And if you don't buy enough stock, you can lose your dealership, because they want people who are winners. Winners, not losers, winners. So what happens is often dealers may have a large amount of stock which doesn't sell. So they want their money back. So they often can sell these to backdoor contacts so that the dealer gets his money back and maybe a small profit, and he's fulfilled his requirement with his dealership. I mean, if you don't sell enough Cadillacs, General Motors will take your Cadillac dealership away from you. You've got to sell so many Caddies for it to be viable for them and viable for you. So grey market allows you to get rid of some of the nasty fucking stock, get some money back in because you've had to pay for this stuff, and it keeps the head office happy, keeps the wheels turning. Now, in an ideal world, the dealers themselves wouldn't be selling to grey market dealers because they would have enough customers coming in paying higher prices than wholesaling it out. But sometimes you have a dealership and sometimes certain models don't move, and you need to get them out of your fucking life. So the grey market dealer comes in. This can also happen in certain countries where they may need to shift stock. They may need to get rid of it. And I've seen it myself. I know many years ago I had an Italian dealer. It was a Rolex AD who sold, I remember he sold a rose gold Daytona virtually at cost to get the money back, because he wanted that money back to buy the new stock and pay his bills and etc., etc. So it happens to the best of brands. It happens to cheapies as well. So you have these grey market dealers who take this void. So they basically offer less service, don't have the bricks and mortar, don't have the trained up staff, but they got a snazzy website, cheap prices, and they're run from a call center. Good business model. Pack 'em high, sell 'em fast. Pack 'em high, sell 'em high. Out they go. What's the saying there? Pack 'em high, sell 'em low. That's it. They just go. So, okay. So then we look at this, and then we talk about there's a number of grey market dealers. Nothing wrong with a grey market dealer. In some ways there, you would also say grey market dealers are dealers who sell used items. So they may have a bricks and mortar store, but they may be dealing in second-hand wristwatches. That's technically also every dealer who sells second-hand, unless they have an AD with a big brand, they would be grey market dealers as well. They're dealing in used watches. So this is how the market works. And one of the biggest players is Jomashop. And they really got the market down right. I must make a full disclosure. I've personally never bought a wristwatch from Jomashop myself. However, I've had many customers, many fans, many people who've told me about their experience with dealing with Jomashop. To answer the question, would I buy from Jomashop? And I gotta tell you my honest opinion, and I gotta give you my answer. I think Jomashop has some incredibly good prices on like new wristwatches. Jomashop themselves they were selling the Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking Moon on a bracelet with the big fuck off Omega box for about $3,350, $3,350 before Christmas. Now, I think the price may have gone up a bit. That may have been a deal. But that's a pretty damn good price. Now, I've got to say, what do I think of dealing with Jomashop? And I think myself, would I personally buy from them? And I would say, yes, I would. Yes, I would. I would buy from them. However, there are a few provisos. Now, one thing, I do have a good friend who recently bought a Breitling wristwatch from Jomashop. And he was a little disappointed because it didn't come with the warranty card with the Breitling. Now, with the new modern Breitlings, they come with an electronic card which gives you details of the model, serial number, date of purchase, etc. It's an electronic type of card. His Breitling did not have this. Now, the problem is, in his case there, when he was dealing with them, they were very dismissive and they said, oh, we'll sort this out, we'll do this, but they really didn't solve the problem as good as it could have been solved. Now, in his case there, he ended up keeping the Breitling, and he had to just live with the fact it didn't come with the electronic card. He got the chronometer certificate, but he didn't get the electronic card. So it is a tricky thing. It is a tricky thing. I've also heard cases where people have got watches and they didn't have the box, and they may not have the papers. And then they've rung up and Jomashop has offered them a discount. And now the only problem with this is that you've got to be clever enough to know what is the box and papers worth. Now in the second-hand wristwatch market, in Rolex, it can make a fair bit of difference. So you wouldn't want to say, well, take off $100 if the box and papers is worth $300 or $400. So you've got to be a bit careful. What my advice is, if you are buying from Jomashop, I think you need to clarify exactly what it comes with. Now, the thing about Jomashop is that, as far as I know, all the watches that they've ever sold are genuine. They are genuine wristwatches. They are not copies, fakes, anything nasty or miserable like that there. These are good, decent wristwatches. So, in many ways there, I think you're not getting a terrible product. Where the problem is whether you're entitled to the paperwork and the box. And I think what you need to do is you need to just make sure whether or not you are getting the box and the paperwork, because a lot of these watches have special type boxes and special paperwork. So I think you've got to ask that question before you pay for the watch itself. I think some of the members of the call center at Jomashop haven't been as clued up and knowledgeable as you would like. But there's never been any question the watches they're selling are not genuine or real watches. I would really say to you that you've got to be pushing them and making sure they're delivering the variables that are important. Would I buy from Jomashop? Yeah, I would. I think they're pretty decent. But I would say to them, okay, if you're buying a Speedmaster Omega, Speedmaster Man on the Moon, Does it come with box and papers? Yes or no? Does it have the full papers that I would get from an AD? Yes or no? That's what you'd really want to clarify before you paid for it. The other thing I must stress is, if you get something and say it's missing the box or missing the papers, don't wear the watch, because you don't want them to say, hey, you can't return it because you've started wearing it. You really want to say, hey, if it's not up to what you want, do not wear the bloody thing. Wait until you've resolved the matter, because once you wear it, it starts to get really tricky as will they refund you, will they credit it, will they do anything. So to answer the question, would I buy from Jomashop? Yes, I would. I know many people who have bought from them and have been very, very happy. I would, however, if I was going to buy from Jomashop, I would clarify, does it have the correct box and does it have papers? Because you want to make that decision before you've paid for it. There's no point getting the watch and it doesn't have papers and it's a schmozzle. You want to clarify, does it have papers? Does it have the box? And if it doesn't have papers, it's not the end of the world, but you've got to make that informed decision before you've paid your coin. So to answer the question, I would buy from Jomashop, but I would check first to make sure things are included. The papers and the box is included in the deal. And if it's important to you, you've got to stress to them, I must have this, otherwise I will be returning this. Get the name of the consultant, the call center person, whatever you want, on the phone. Say, I want to know who I'm talking to. I want to ring you if it's not right. That, my friend, is the answer. Communication, clarify what you're getting, and that, I think, is a good deal. Jomashop, grey market dealer, setting price standards. Price is everything, service doesn't matter. Would I buy from Jomashop? You fucking bet! Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you guys, I stuffed up one of my video ads. You know the ad I did for crypto trends? Well, sorry, just a bit of depression eating. Anyhow, the ad I did for crypto trends, I advertised it as Crypto Trends 2018. It's just crypto trends, guys. I made a mistake. Cut me some slack, would you? Crypto trends. Go and check them out, guys. Crypto trends.
Okay.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury channel, Paul Pluta channel, and my good friend Tanzillin, answering super chats. It's not about the money. I feel like I'm doing my passion. Tanzillin, simply the best. And he's got another one for you here. How's this? It's not about the money. It's my passion. Shackling on time. Simply the best. Now, guys, I gotta tell you, I struggle to survive full-time on YouTube. Please look in the description below for 10 ways you can keep me full-time on YouTube. Guys, I really need your help. Please consider getting a paid video review. I'll do a review on any watch, any question you want. Guys, you can sponsor me on Patreon. You can sponsor me for as little as $1 a month. $1 a month, and that just keeps me going on full-time on YouTube. Guys, you could also, I do phone calls. You can talk to me for an hour on the phone, Skype or WhatsApp, for $50 US. Guys, I really do need your help to stay full-time. Ben cannot survive on Google Ads alone. Please help me. Please help me stay full-time on YouTube. And guys, don't forget that. It's not about the money. It's my passion. Scheitling on time. Simply the best. Tanzillan, thank you. That's a sponsored bit from Tanzillan. I can do that for $150 a month if you email me directly. Look below for my email address, guys.